back to Lawson Music. Today we're here to do a review of the J. Cole EP, Truly Yours. J. Cole by now is a very well-known rapper. He's definitely become mainstream. Essentially, everyone who knows anything about hip-hop or in music at all knows who he is. He's got songs that play on the radio. He's had many successful albums, especially 2014 Forest Hills Drive. So, he's definitely established himself in the game. But I'll sound like a hipster as I say this. I wanted to go back and do a review of one of his earlier projects because that's really, the early J. Cole is what I like the most. So really what skyrocketed J. Cole to the major success that he has now was his third album, Born Sinner. It had a lot of great hit singles off of it like Power Trip and Crooked Teeth. And those singles especially, along with that whole album, really showed that J. Cole was not just a competent rapper, competent MC, that he could flow and that he had, decent lyricism, but it really showcased how he really kind of cares about people. And J. Cole, along with people like Kendrick Lamar, are part of this, I wouldn't call it a movement, but this term that people use called hip-hop or rap that's conscious. So it's conscious rap, conscious hip-hop, and sometimes that sounds kind of pretentious, but I do think it's true. I think that people like J. Cole and Kendrick are a little bit more thoughtful than a lot of their other peers. They're not the only ones, but they're really kind of the mainstream artists, mainstream rappers and hip-hop artists that are concerned about the struggles that young people especially are facing, but just kind of the struggles that we all go through in life. Whether that's, just struggling to make ends meet or mental health, and they're interested in commenting on society and culture and the bigger, broader issues that we're facing. But as J. Cole was teasing his third album, Born Sinner, he came out with these two EPs, Truly Yours and Truly Yours 2. And I'm a really big fan of the first Truly Yours. So today I'm here to talk about it. So it's not a very long EP. It's only about 5 songs. And the total runtime is 17 minutes. But it flies by like in the fastest way imaginable, and each song is very enjoyable, although they are all very kind of somber and serious in tone. So the first song is called Can I Holla At You? And it's got a really great like Spanish bluesy guitar in the beginning, which is a sample from Carlos Santana, and it really kind of sets the mood, and we hear this voice in the background. It's like, someday you'll understand. This entire song is about J. Cole reminiscing on people that he knew from his hometown, and there's divided into 3 verses, and each verse is him reminiscing and discussing a person from his past. So the first verse, he's kind of singing about a girl that he used to date. It's kind of an old flame, and you kind of get the picture that she was the one who got away. He kind of regrets it, and he had gone off, he's on his way to becoming a successful rapper, and then maybe he had thought about this girl before, but he tried to come back to town and some other guy had kind of gotten up with her, but he still repeats the hook, which is, can I holla at you? Even though our paths didn't really connect, they kind of diverged, I'm still going to try to get up with you. And then the next verse, he's singing about his childhood, and he's singing about his stepfather. A stepfather who was never really around, and even if he was around, never really was a very good presence for him or his mother. And Cole's really, even on this first track, off the gate, showing a lot of emotional vulnerability. And then with the third verse, he's just singing about a friend that he used to know, and I think it's a very relatable experience that we've all had, that we have a lot of people that come into our lives, and friends, especially throughout adolescence and being a teenager, where, you haven't seen them in a couple years, and you meet back up with them, and they've changed, and you don't recognize them. So Cole's just singing about what it's like to leave your hometown and to, kind of like that period between finding yourself, and maybe when you're not even gone from your hometown for that long, but you come back briefly for different periods and things have changed a lot. The next song is called Crunch Time, and it starts off very softly with just this ticking clock in the background, and then J. Cole just kind of goes tick, and then the beat drops, and the beat is awesome on this one. It's kind of got this spacey, groovy guitar licks in the background with this sustained organ, and the beat is just really, really tight and succinct. And on this song, J. Cole's he's rapping about crunch time, He's rapping about the struggle. He's talking about how difficult it is for him and especially his friends to be out there and to be working all the time, and how easy it is to lose sight of your dreams. And J. Cole really is trying to be inspiring here, and he's just trying to be encouraging. And he's like, listen, I know you're having to work all the time, but you just got to get after it, He's singing lyrics like, when are we going to see that bread? And you can tell his friends are coming to him. And it makes sense that he would kind of be self-conscious about this, especially since he's had all this relative success lately. So really, he's just singing about trying to make it through the struggle and to not let go of your dreams. J. Cole's storytelling skills keep showing up on the rest of the songs. The next song is called Rise Above, and once again, struggle and hardship are the main themes. This time he's singing about what's either a character or someone in his life. He's singing about a single mother who's trying to make it on her own. She's trying to raise her kid and also be a teacher at the same time. And, he's singing about how this woman that's put herself through school 6 years, but it's still so difficult once she's become a teacher. She's got a classroom full of kids that aren't listening and don't respect her. And so that forces her to have to drink and to try to drown her sorrows. And J. Cole's really just trying to relate to people, I think, with this song. He's trying to, once again, inspire people to rise above their situations and to transcend their environment and to not lose sight of their dreams and that it's worth it. It's easy to forget how good the beats on these songs are still, if you're only paying attention to the lyrics. But even with this one, on Rise Above, there's these nice choruses, this kind of soft, high-pitched vocals in the background of just it almost sounds angelic, just keep rising above. And there's a nice flute solo too, which kind of makes you think of like purity, like this is some. The next song is called Tears for ODB, and J. Cole is singing about his father, and he's also singing about a member of the Wu-Tang Clan that passed away back in 2004 from drug addiction. And I think that this is probably the weakest song off of the EP. It's not a bad song, but I think J. Cole kind of sounds the preachiest here. Although I do have to admit that I really like the piano licks in the background. I think that the piano is very, very... No, not subtle is not the right word, but it's actually more like the actual piano lines are more in depth than you'd think. And I think it just contrasts well with what he's saying, and it just gives the entire song a really cool vibe. Maybe one of the reasons that this song sounds so preachy is that this song feels the most like a confession. It really sounds like J. Cole is praying here, and he's getting things on his own mind, problems that he has with himself off of his chest. And even though he's not saying this directly, I think you can tell that although this is a lament for his father, but he's seeing things in himself that he also sees in his father. So once again, it's just about struggle on this track. So the finishing song of the EP, Stay, is easily the best song on the album. The beat is absolutely amazing, even though it's grim and it's serious. The saxophone sample is awesome, and there's kind of some really light jazz drums, or just kind of brushwork. It's very subtle in the background, even though there's a traditional kind of hip-hop beat, boom bap in the foreground. But once again, J. Cole is really singing about struggle, but this time it's even more specific to a character that has a wife and kids and who's wanted by the law. And J. Cole's kind of raspy voice is super assertive in this one. His flow is confident because there's this sense of urgency that he has a really important message to share. And the lyrics are really powerful on this song. For example, in the beginning, the very first lyrics, he's like, God and my court date, the only two things that I fear. And you really do. You feel the confliction in this character that he's singing about. This character that has this relationship where there's these contradictions where as much as he loves the person, he's also cheating on his wife. He's singing about how he's going to have sex with these other women, but he's not really making love to them. That's why he's singing, I don't kiss you because I got a girl I'm really making love to. But there's, obviously problems with the relationship, and he's been through so much with them, but he's really just asking himself, and he's asking his partner. He's asking both members of the relationship in this song, would you stay? If things really, really got as bad as they could get, would you stay through it all? And there's an interesting story behind this song. The rapper Nas actually ended up recording a version of this before J. Cole, even though this was J. Cole's beat, because J. Cole produced the beat himself, or basically made the whole beat, but he never bought the rights to it. So basically, just because he didn't want to pay the money for it. But the rapper Nas did, and he produced a fantastic version of it with completely different lyrics and everything. But that version's really worth checking out. It's on his album called Life Is Good. But I know that J. Cole says that he really regretted it because he felt like Stay was the strongest song, and it was going to be on the album Born Sinner, but it didn't make it for various reasons. So definitely a great ending to this EP. So to conclude, what I like the most about this EP, other than the fact that the songs are just like have this genuine authenticity to them, they've got catchy beats, but they feel real. Like they feel honest, and I'll even call them conscious. So even though you can listen to them in the car and kind of vibe out to them, I like it because I feel like J. Cole is not only at his most sincere here, but I feel like he's conveying the most wisdom. And to the people that say that J. Cole is too preachy, I think that that's true sometimes, but I think if you listen to an EP like this, you can really tell that he cares. So I think that this is an excellent, underrated project from J. Cole. It's one of my favorites, and I'm probably going to have to give it an 8. Thanks for the view.